talk about this, let me welcome to the show Elaine Parker, who's the president of the Job Creators Network Foundation. And she has done a terrific job helping make more and more Americans aware of the issues behind tax reform. Elaine, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Michael. And that's a great point. Job Creators Network is really part of the push on small business tax cuts. And, when they were first talking about tax cuts, they were focused on individual and corporate, and that left out 30 million small businesses that file as individuals. And so we really were part of that big push on the small business front. And when you're talking about who doesn't know about their tax cut, well, to begin with, we know that about 4 million employees have received raises and bonuses as a direct result of the tax bill.
Okay, this is aside from keeping more of your own money. It's aside from your tax reductions. It's the fact that these are businesses that have been able to distribute more of their own money rather than sending to Washington, and there are 4 million people who've gotten more of that money instead of Washington, D.C., in terms of bonuses and raises, right?
That's absolutely right. Every American is getting more money in their paychecks. Any American who gets a paycheck is getting more money. And
okay, now you make a very important point here, which I think is really worth reminding people. There's a reason that a lot of people may not have noticed the fact that they're actually getting more.
Absolutely. The majority of us get direct deposit. We no longer see, touch, or feel our paychecks. We don't go to the bank and deposit them. We don't sometimes pay attention to that bottom line number. And here's another interesting statistic to throw out there. There's 77 million hourly workers in this country. Their paychecks change every week. Sometimes they work 38 hours. Sometimes they work 42. So that's what makes it really important. We have a tax calculator on our website called taxcutswork.com. And anybody can go to that website and they can calculate their tax savings. So they can actually see how much more they're getting back in their check every week.
This is just a terrific opportunity, and it's free, right? I mean, if people go to taxcutswork.com and what do you click on once you go to the taxcutswork.com?
Right at the top, it says calculate your tax savings. And after you calculate your tax savings, you can then click on the button right next to it that says tell Congress to protect my tax savings. And that'll send a letter to their congressional representatives.
Well, which is tremendously important, because I know one of the things that you've made a very strong case for at Job Creators Network is that ideally this tax cut, as important as it is, as much as it actually changes and improves people's lives, really should only be the beginning. What's next?
What's next is, it's interesting because we're hearing from our members that they are investing back in their businesses and their employees. They're growing their businesses. And so we're going to see more and more jobs created, and we're going to see the unemployment rate continue to go down. And we really, the benefits there are going to be tenfold, hundredfold. And really we're going to have to start to look at our labor. We've got the skilled labor to fill those jobs. So we're going to have what we would call a good problem.
And what about future changes in the tax system? It's not perfect yet, is it?
It's not. I mean, we'd like to see some changes made in the bill, but it's a good start, and it incorporated small business where they had never been incorporated before. But we'd love to see the tax cuts made permanent. We'd love to see some of the thresholds increase on the deduction for small business. We'd love to see the percentage increase. All of those things will continue the trajectory that we've started, and that's in a positive direction for the economy and for employers and employees alike.
The Democrats, no one voted for the tax cuts last year. And a lot of Democrats are campaigning in this election to try to repeal the tax cuts if they win. What can people who are listening who care about this do right now to make sure that doesn't happen?
Michael, I mean, it's really unfortunate that there were no Democrats that voted for this tax cut, because small business and middle-class families shouldn't be a partisan issue. But I recommend that your listeners go to taxcutswork.com and click on that button that says that tells their representatives to protect your tax savings. And it'll send a letter right to their representatives. Whether they're a Democrat or Republican, everybody wants to keep more money in their paycheck because your money is better spent by you and not Washington.
And that is a crucial point to make. Please do go to taxcutswork.com. That's the website for the Job Creators Network. They make it very easy for you to send a message directly to your congressman or congresswoman. Tell them you want to keep and enhance your tax cut savings. Go to taxcutswork.com, check your savings, exactly what you've saved so far, and let Congress hear from you for the future. It's a great pleasure to speak with Elaine Parker, who is president of the Job Creators Network Foundation. And may I wish you great success and continued success in the spring season, because with all of the other issues that sometimes distract us and issues of scandal and racial division and controversy and even national security issues, this one remains. It's a question about just how much government is going to intrude into our personal family economies. Go to taxcutswork.com. taxcutswork.com.
Portions of the Michael Medved Show are brought to you in part by Job Creators Network. TaxCutsWork.com. 1-800-955-1776. The Michael Medved Show. That's 1-800-955-1776.